Good morning! Good morning! Good morning! Please capture. Come on. Yes! Oh. Oh, excuse me. We're in there. All right. Well, everybody, who should I use? I was thinking of just doing the whole thing with Knuckles, but, you know... Yeah, with Knuckles. As always, Knuckles spamming. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the new stream schedule. Excuse me. Oh my god. So when I went to Krakon's place, I think it definitely set my allergies off again. Happy summer, everybody. Yeah, welcome to Sonic the Hedgehog Zoo. So for most people, I think, of the old Sonic games, the one that they, like, dumped the most time into is between this one and, like, Sonic 3. And in my eyes, those are, like, the two that I remember playing the most as a kid, too, so that lines up with my experience. I think I might have actually played Sonic 2 more. Even though I recall liking Sonic 3 and Knuckles more than Sonic 2. I just thought Sonic 2 is a little easier to revisit as a young boy. Or a young child, rather. Because, you know, Sonic 3, the levels are a little bit more complicated. By a little, I mean, like, quite a bit, honestly. You know, they're far more integrated with, like, design ideas and stuff. They got more going on under the hood in Sonic 3. I would say, at least. The Sonic 2 is a much simpler experience. But, you know, I had a great time with Sonic 1, so... Coming back to it, I think Sonic 1 is a much cooler game than I remember it being in some ways. Hello, Ryudo! Thank you for the Bakamon redeem. God bless. I figured of all the people that were really excited that I was doing day streams again, I figured, because this is how you normally watch. Because in the evenings, you're being like a really responsible adult, which I respect a lot, by the way. That's a beautiful thing. I could learn from that. You're being like a very responsible adult. I'm doing that thing where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna lie down, I'm gonna go to bed. But during the day, that is... I used to do this a lot, actually. That's like some vintage T5 lore. This used to be like the jumping to conclusions time block back when my job gave me less hours. So I was like, well, I got all these days off, I might as well do this. But now my job gives me more, but they're like in really weird spots. So I was like, well, what do? Do I just stream on every day off I have, or do I make a compromise? And you know, earlier this year I was like, I'm gonna do every day I have off. And then like, sometimes at night after work at like 10 o'clock. But I wasn't really enjoying that. I was really tired, and it was like, yeah, that's not great. But now I'm like, you know what? Fucking, why don't I just do this at 10 a.m.? I used to do this all the time. What's stopping me? And I realized nothing. It's actually nothing. There's no reason I shouldn't do this. Yeah, you know what? Let's just boot up at 10 a.m. and hop on some video juegos, because if I don't have time to do anything substantial in the day before work, I can do this. That's actually a great idea. So here I am again. So the likely situation is that Tuesdays and Thursdays are like my morning block, and then Sunday and Monday I always do in the evenings. Even if that means sometimes when I stream on Monday it'll be at like 9:30 or 10, that's whatever. I can do that once a week, that's not a big deal. But Tuesdays almost certainly will always be in the morning if possible, and Thursdays. It gives me a nice diverse schedule, I guess. But it also lets me like actually do it and have fun. Which is important. That's a really big part of it. So it's just like, man, I get paid more, which is kind of nice, but you know, I liked being able to stream like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday pretty regularly, and that was getting cut off. But now I'm like, yeah, I might do this tomorrow morning too, just to get my 4 stream a week quota done. Because I remain committed to doing 4 of these a week. That was part of my New Year's goal, was to like actually try and take this a bit more seriously. Not out of like obligation, but out of want, to be clear. Because I've learned, unfortunately, we live in like grind set world. So I might as well try to make the most of my charisma. I guess I'll build an audience, smile. I mean, I already have, really. Which is the great thing, is that I say that, but like, I already have a bunch of folks that come through, and I'm very thankful. So hi, Beancat, how are you? Charisma the Hedgehog? Yeah, my guy. That's cat outside. Oh, I hear my cat. Sorry. He is whining as if life and death depends on the situation. I'm not letting my cat in here, by the way. Okay, so I did let my cat, the bad one, in here the other day. Just to see, you know, maybe he won't mess things up. He did like the equivalent of like, you ever watch somebody play Tony Hawk and like, they're going up and down the ramps and they're fucking up every trick possible? That's what that cat did in this room. Kind of a miracle he didn't knock more things over, but I had to move him out. For his own safety, mind you. He is not in bad shape, he is healthy, he's not overweight. He can do what he needs to do. But he was just miscalculating very badly. On top of not knowing what glass displays were, which is pretty normal cat behavior, but not really good for the sanctity of me or my room. So we had to move him out. Like, I have one cat I can let in here. That's the relaxed cat. He might wander around and whine in here a little bit, then he usually settles on my bed and just, like, rests. The other one, Cliff, he's just bad, which, you know, maybe true to his namesake, you know? He's just evil. Just like what I named him after, you shouldn't let him anywhere near you. Yeah, I saw him literally like spring off my desk, realize that he was trying to jump into a glass display, stop halfway, and like correct himself as he landed on the floor, like upright, and he just looked at me. And I was like, yeah, you gotta get out of here, man. Like, he realized it was solid basically when he touched it, and he was like, oh, I can't jump into that, huh? It was pretty funny to look at, I'll admit. Oh my god, whoa! Why did the game do that? That was freaky. Did anybody else see that? But yeah, suffice it to say, he's not allowed, he's not allowed in here for the time being. Now, when we move my computer over to a dedicated room and everything, which we are doing, that's when I could actually let him in. Because at that point, I'll have a better survey of where he is in the room. But for now, you might just hear him whine at my door every now and then, or you'll hear me talk to him while he's whining at my door. Normally he doesn't in the mornings, but what I've come to understand about cats is that they have a really good sense of when you're actually doing something, and so they'll go out of their way to interrupt that because they can. I don't think it's out of malice or anything either. It's just cats be doing cat things. They just kind of do that. Oh! Excuse me. You're gonna hear me sneezing a lot, because, you know, like I mentioned earlier, allergies have been quite bad. And they were getting better, and then I went to Thunder Bay to hang out with Krakan, and that was a big mistake. Because, you know, I got out of all the pollen and the dandelion and everything, right? And then what do we see every day we walk out there, and every day we're like shopping? But dandelion and pollen flying everywhere. Because Thunder Bay is very far north from where I am, so seasonally they're like a little behind where we're at in terms of temperature and all that. So that part of the season ended here, and it was just starting up there. So it basically reignited my sinuses. I was like, damn, I'm finally starting to feel better, and then... No. Guess what? You fool. Yeah, you know, Sonic 2, perfect game to play before I go to work today. So streaming like this, the only weird thing is that when I stop streaming, I'll have to like not chill out in my house and like look at the VOD and everything, but I'll have to just like get ready to go somewhere. Not alien to me, but I haven't done like that in a while. Usually I stream on like days when I'm not doing anything. But again, that was really not compatible with my schedule at all. My job had me working like in the morning, like at like 9 or something. I could just stream Tuesday and Thursday evenings like I was doing. But unfortunately, we are not in that world right now. Until that happens, this is the adjustment. This is the great idea I had. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing a lot of special stages. This is kind of the thing about the way that Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 work. That's kind of funny if you're replaying them and getting all the emeralds. You see just a ton of special stages early on, and then you just kind of stop. At least if you know where all of them are. It means you better hope to God you like this song. The good news is I do. Hi, Nimrod. Also, they fixed the sprite issue that was in the original Sonic 2 and Knuckles on Genesis. If anybody's ever played that, they may recall that Knuckles had the same arms as Sonic in that. Because I think they just reused his, like, body sprite or something. or forgot to color the arms differently, because Knuckles isn't supposed to have flesh-colored arms, he's supposed to have red arms. One of those, like, funny little sprite gas you'd see. They fixed that here. That was even fixed in the base Sonic Origins and mobile versions. They were pretty aware of that one. I also think that the ring totals they asked for in these are the same as Sonic 2 and Knuckles instead of Sonic 2 Vanilla. Because in Sonic 2 and Knuckles, they made the bonus stage ring count requirements a bit more generous. And you also keep your rings after the special stage, like in Sonic 2 and Knuckles, which some people think is a little too easy, but... you know, hey, what can you do? I mean, I love all of the Sonic 2 soundtrack, really. It's like one thing I have to give Sonic 2 over Sonic 3 and Knuckles, beyond some other things that I think it does do better, even though I like Sonic 3 more. But I think this game has some advantages. The soundtrack, I think, is much more well-rounded overall in Sonic 2. Definitely more songs I like in this game. Or maybe love is the better word, because I like a lot of the music in Sonic 3 as well, but... yeah, you know, for all the talk about, like, oh, they keep reusing Chemical Plant Zone. I'm like, you know, there's a reason, though. Not a single person is gonna be like, oh, I don't want to hear this song. That's what I'm saying. Though I understand the apprehension, because, you know, they keep doing it. It gets old in the newer games, but man, I don't get tired of it in something like this. It is funny, though, for how quintessential this level is to Sonic 2. I wouldn't really call it even... well, it is in the upper half of the levels for me in this game, but... a lot of people think about this level as, like, their favorite, which I can understand. Because for a while for me, it was mine, too. But... my favorite Sonic 2 stage is actually really strange. We'll get to it when we get there, though. It's not like the most out there assessment, but I'm going to be saying a lot of things that are really funny. Because I've come to understand my relationship with being critical about video games needs to, or rather, has been changing. And that extends to things in games I already like. Yeah, it's hard to even call Sonic Mania a newer game anymore either, because it's unbelievably 8 years old. Which I don't like thinking about either. That really does not make me happy. It makes me frowny face. I'm really sad that with how good that game did, that they never did more with it. It was so well executed and, like, so good. Not that I think that, oh, the people that made Sonic Mania should only ever make Sonic games. But I do feel like they really squandered the opportunity to let them spread their wings a bit more. Or at least keep them in the loop for future work. But... you know, they did get them for Origins, or at least they got Stealth. And then I hear that was kind of troubled too. Like, that made me a little sad. there was Sonic Superstars, but that game I don't feel got enough love and care or attention. Okay, we're skipping this. Oh shit. I did too fast. Sorry. Like, I've probably come around a little bit on Sonic Superstars, but... Oh, I missed that bonus stage, my bad. I don't think Knuckles can infinite this boss, sadly. Never mind. We just gotta get the right bounce, we got it. Yeah, like Sonic Superstars was their attempt to pick up from that, and it did well. I think it actually did even better than Mania in that regard in terms of like actual outright performance, because you know it was mounted off that momentum. The game itself was like kind of whatever for a lot of people, including myself. Whatever to like a little unpolished in some spots. I haven't given it a revisit in quite some time. I only have it on Switch too, which is a part of the issue. Although since I have a Switch too, it'll probably run okay. It won't look the greatest, but it'll run. But I just have like I'm not really super compelled to go back to it anyways. It just doesn't have the staying power of these games or Sonic Mania to me. Again, it's a really big shame. They got a lot of things correct. There's a couple things that are just wrong. So it's hard to, like, want to go back to it right now, right? But I guess it does count as a classic Sonic game, so maybe I will. Because the last time I did a classic Sonic Marathon, that game didn't come out. That game was not, like, a thing. Oh, damn. Oh, I think Knuckles can actually just leave that segment, right? Yeah, he can. We're not like Sonic, we don't have to play that. Yeah, Sonic fell down there, he'd be cooked. Can't do anything. Good thing though. I guess Tails too if you're playing Vanilla Sonic 2, but if I was playing Tails in this version, he would be able to fly. So it wouldn't really matter. Yeah, Sonic 2 is a really clean experience. That's something that I really like about it. Even in comparison to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, there's definitely a lot less rough edges, so to speak, in terms of the general structure of the game. It's a very consistent design philosophy throughout the entire product. It builds on one idea very well, I would say. The checkpoint up there. I want to get it, but I also need like a couple more rings. And then I have to not get hit while moving backwards, which is kind of difficult in Sonic stages. Moving backwards, you're not really supposed to do this. Oh, I see, that's why. I couldn't even see that. Oh well. The only real requirement is that we get all 7 emeralds before Metropolis. Whoa! Whoa, I didn't know you could do that. What the fuck? That's new. Literally right as he came in. Wow, I've actually never seen that. That was funny. Holy crap. Yeah, it's the first strike on the map, yeah. Oh, this is a really easy level to do this in, yeah. So yeah, the other thing about Sonic 2, I think, over Sonic 3 is that I think it looks better. Which is pretty funny to say, because, you know, Sonic 3 has, you know, much more detailed background art. And it does. At surface level and at, like, the baseline, Sonic 3 has more detail and depth in its backgrounds. But I just think, like, the color usage... The color usage in Sonic 2 is so much better, and, like, the vibrancy and art direction of this game I like a little bit more. You know, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is a little bit more, like, grounded in some ways. It still looks very good, don't get me wrong, but I have a preference to this look, and I think Sonic Mania chased this kind of look alongside Sonic CDs more than 3 and Knuckles, and I think it did benefit that game. Because I just don't think the returns would be as good adding colors to the art direction of Sonic 3 versus these games and Sonic CD. But this level in particular, I think, looks incredible. They do a lot with perspective in the background and a lot with, like, the limited palette that they have, and it looks great. Because, like, the Genesis or Mega Drive, whatever you prefer to call it, definitely had, like, pretty... It wasn't, like, super harsh, but it was definitely pretty constrained with the color limit compared to, you know, the Super Nintendo. So they had to be really creative with the colors they could use, and they did a very good job here, making it feel like they didn't have to make any concessions at all. It's so vibrant and colorful. I do know the colors might, like, be slightly off here, because it's emulated, it's not, like, based on the real composite palette, but it still has the limitations of what colors are available. And it just looks fantastic. Oh shit. Oh, almost punished for gambling. Yo, there's something going on there. Hold on. Okay. I don't want to touch the slots again, to be honest. After the 2 Eggman jump scare, I'm good. Alright, this is it. 7th Chaos Emerald. This is easy as shit. I think the ring requirements in regular Sonic 2 here are quite tough. But since we're on the Sonic 2 and Knuckles requirements, we get a little bit of an easy reprieve. I say as I just fucked that up horribly. But I will also say it's easier to see stuff as it comes in this version because, you know, this effect was really hard to pull off and have it look like clear on a Genesis. It looked pretty good in a CRT back when it was new, I'm sure. But on modern day displays, it is certainly something to look at old Sonic 2 special stages. I think even Blue Sphere is held up a lot better in terms of just the look itself. I have a friend that can't look at the regular Genesis special stages of this game without getting, like, motion sick. But then they updated the Sonic 1 special stages in this collection, and they made them rotate smoothly, and it was like, oh god. Like, there's a reason those were at 30 FPS, and it wasn't because of a hardware thing, it was like, you don't want that rotating any smoother. And Blue Spheres is kind of nice, because no matter how you look at Blue Sphere, it looks pretty good. I would say anyway. Perhaps a hot take, but probably not. But Blue Sphere is a lot simpler as a visual. It's just, you know, Sonic moving along like a little grid and collecting orbs. Fairly rudimentary, one could say. Well, now we can be Super Knuckles. How cool is that? Oh, you lived in Vegas before? That's tight. I imagine living in Vegas is kind of weird, because everybody knows Vegas for the Strip. But, like, actual Vegas, the city, is, like, basically a collection of homes in a desert. Yeah, like, it's very funny. And nobody lives on the Strip. Nobody. As far as I can tell. Like, you don't live there. That's not supposed to be, like, a place you have a home. That's where you go to do business. Or gamble or whatever. Like, I can't imagine the weather is very, hospitable there either. Gotta be just like hot, hot, more hot. Completely fucked. You're in a desert, so you get to deal with all of the fun shit you run into in desert areas. Although I will say, yeah, the heat in Vegas was actually pretty good. Not because I thought it wasn't hot as fuck, but at least it was dry. I did appreciate that when I was there. Because my family was like, were you, like, really hot? And I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't really humid. Like, the humidity levels weren't super low. Alright, this is my favorite zone in Sonic 2. Love this level. It's pretty funny, because I feel like everybody forgets this level is in the game. Like, they get here, and they're like, oh, cool. And then, like, they beat it. And then it just kind of remains, you know, in, like, the recess of their mind, but it never occupies any important memory block, you know? It's just like, yep, I beat Hilltop. But I like Hilltop Zone. I think this level has the best level design in this game. Because it is both the best type of Sonic 2 level design, but it also has elements of stuff you'll see in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Not a lot, but little elements of it, enough to keep the variety really good. Like, you've got these little platforms, you got the fun enemies, the little auto-scroller segments. Like, the gimmicks baked into the level start to rear their head around here. Prior to this level, a lot of the stages are like, the layouts are very different, but they don't do anything super wild. Needed to get the invincibility, I forgot. But this is where, like, there's a really big gimmick kind of baked in at this point, which is, yeah, the other thing about this level is that its position in the game is, quite funny. Because it's sort of, it's wedged in between levels that people remember a lot more. Like Mystic Cave and especially Casino Night, right? Like everybody remembers those. So this is kind of like the weird thing you play in between those that nobody really talks about. If it's a well-designed level, it's very good, so in that regard, it's deeply inoffensive. The look of it isn't super exciting at face value, but I love the parallax scrolling on the clouds and the scale of this stage. You know, like, the tile set is like, oh damn, it's like Emerald Hill but blue. Like... So for a lot of people, I think it just sort of comes and goes, and then because it's in between levels that everybody remembers more, it's just like, yeah, I don't really got much to say about Hilltop, you know? Cool level. In the game. Pretty cool. It's there, you know? Oh. But this is my level of choice in this game. I think this level is like the best of Sonic 2, really. It balances its pacing very well. About the only thing I might not like about it is that its boss fight is kind of whatever. Even compared to, you know, the usual Sonic 2 bosses. But even then it's fine. It's just, you know... The boss fights in Sonic, at least these old games, tend to be either, like, really, really good, which is very rare, or more likely than not, they are, how do I put it? Fleeting. Like, you kind of just hit Eggman 8 times and move on with your life. So I think for as much as I enjoy Sonic Mania, I would prefer that over, like, bosses that are puzzly in that regard. I get what they were doing with that game. And Sonic Mania still remains my favorite classic Sonic title, but the boss fights, to me, I think just end up gating people more than they do, more than they provide me an intriguing challenge anymore. They're sort of just puzzles more than anything. Which is neat to have for a Sonic boss, I'll say that much. So while most people forget about Hilltop, I always forget about Mystic Cave. Or at least I used to. And I don't even know why, because this is a good level. It's a level that is quite literally known for a lot of things, including, you know, the music especially. But I don't know, it just doesn't have any, like, exceptionally wild gimmick. It's got, like, things you latch onto, you can pull bridges down. I don't know, like... Things happen with vines. You can get crushed a lot in this level. That's something I know for sure about it. And then after this is a level that I used to not like, but I've warmed up on it a little. I believe it is Oil Ocean after this, which signifies we are near the last stretch, which means I might actually be able to start Sonic CD today. Maybe even beat it, who knows, before I go to work. It's only 11 AM. I don't know why I went and hit that. I'll go get a bonus stage. I forgot I had all the emeralds. I should probably go super. It's just something that gives me the impression I might get hit soon. Oh yeah, this stage's music is awesome. I assume Hidden Palace is still where I remember it being, because this is the mobile remake version. It should definitely still be down that one pit in this level, but... Or was it in the last act? I don't remember. I don't feel like doing Hidden Palace today, though. Look at that smooth rotation on those drills. Anyways, he's dead. Also, I love this stage clear theme a lot more than the Sonic 3 one. I know they had to make a new one for Sonic 3, and I know the one from Sonic 3 is the one they use in everything now because that one's the one they don't have to pay a licensing fee on. But like, man... The Sonic 2 and Sonic 1 stage clear is so much better. It'd be just a me thing, though, I don't know. This is a fun level. A lot of what I think is difficult in this stage is the enemies. They're just placed in really, really good spots to like, hit you. And their attack patterns are really aggressive. Like, the seahorse enemies will shoot really quickly. The octopus guys also attack pretty fast, but they're a little easier to read. But the seahorse guys, you really just gotta be ready for them. Though as far as, like, hilarious enemies go, we're not even at, like, the half of it yet. That'll be the next stage. Bless me. Yeah, this level is really funny because I've always found this stage sort of hard to navigate. I think it's really easy to get lost in this level, which is not normal for Sonic 2 stages. Sonic 2 is normally pretty good about guiding you to the end, even in stages like Metropolis Zone. I feel like you are steadily guided to the end in Sonic 2 stages, but Oil Ocean and Wing Fortress especially, it's kind of easy to get lost or turned around. For why in the stage, I could not say beyond, like, at a surface level, it's just, with all the ways you're getting, like, launched around, you're just like, where the hell am I going? And then if you turn the wrong direction once, you go backwards off the path you were supposed to, and you sort of get jammed up wherever you're trying to go. And then sometimes you careen off that path into somewhere else, and it's just kind of a mess. Oil Ocean also has like a stunningly small amount of ramps and slopes. There's a couple, but a lot of it is like stairway or like elevators. The boss of this level is also just like kind of whatever. It's longer than I'd like it to be for what it's doing, but it is pretty cool to look at. Like the hilltop boss is like actual attacks that you're gonna see. I don't even think you can one-cycle this boss when you're super. Well, definitely not like that. Well, it's gonna take a minute. time for the very slow laser. Oh, my right ear really liked that sound effect. Hold on. Oh, what? No! Oh god. Okay, well I really can't fuck around now. I swear I remember that laser sound being louder. Alright, well we got him. Easy peasy! It's really funny how basic that boss is, even this late into the game. It's like, yeah. It's such a spike in expectations when you get to the Wing Fortress boss. Oh, here we go. It's everybody's favorite stage right here. Okay, no lie though, I love the music in this level. This is one of the best songs in the game. It's good, because you're gonna be dealing with some shit here. Oh, this guy. Ugh! Oh! Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Yeah, the enemies in this level are ruthless. Oh. I see you. We're gonna be doing that. No! Oh god. I was too late. I forgot! Truly the most vile prank! I really got screwed. I'm like pointing at my screen right now. That's what I get for that. You know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Oh, you're right. 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 So true. So true. Don't say anything. Say less. Say less. Oh, the speed trap comment. That I loved that from the Sonic 3 manual. Because for those who don't know, you know, Sonic 3 was split into 2 games because of a McDonald's toy tie-in thing. They had to make the game come out. Actually why that happened. And Sonic 3 is notably much buggier than Sonic and Knuckles, and especially Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Like, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is a much more stable product, because it's using most of Sonic and Knuckles as a reference point, but vanilla Sonic 3 is just, like, significantly less finished in terms of code and polish. So it's quite understandable to like clip into the wall and die or get killed in random ways in that game. And the way they notated that in the instruction manual is that it was, you can't go too fast, you have to be wary of Dr. Robotnik's speed traps, which is their way of saying you might go really fast and clip into the wall. Which, you know, really funny marketing. The kind of stuff games could not get away with nowadays, or at least if they did try it, they would be met with intense scrutiny on the internet almost immediately. Oh, what did I tell you? The enemies are the killer in this stage. Wait, was that all just one act? Oh god. Yeah, okay. The other big thing about this level, it is everything I am describing, and also 3 acts long instead of 2. Every zone, till this point, has been a 2-act affair. Not so fortunate here. Oh, I can't do the clip in this. Why did that hit me? Nani? Oh, it's sunk into the lava, I understand. Ah! Oh yeah, Orange Star. I like to think that they were kind of like flexing a little, right? You know how you start Sonic 1, and like you play Green Hill and it's an awesome level, and it sets the tone for the rest of the game? I would argue. because I like Sonic 1, but more to the point, right? You know, you do that? I like to think this game is like the wildest flex of all time, because they're like, yeah, you know what? What if we just started you on Green Hill again? And they just called it Emerald Hill, which literally means almost the same thing. And it's like the cooler Green Hill. It does give the games a sense of consistency too, which... Okay, that's fair, but I actually like Green Hill as a level a little bit more, funny enough. Even though Emerald Hill I still think is a great stage. Green Hill is just like a really good playground. It's one of the few levels in Sonic 1 that doesn't feel like the 3-act structure is bringing it down a little bit. Because I've said this before, I think Sonic 1's level design is actually perfectly fine. I think the problem is that it's 3 acts, and a lot of the levels run out of tricks. Like, by the time you're at the 3rd act of Spring Yard Zone, you're running into that elevator set piece again, and you've already seen it a couple of times between Act 1 and Act 2. And it's a similar problem in Marble and Labyrinth, really, where, like, the stuff you're dealing with is stuff you've seen numerous times. It's not really arranged in a particularly different way, either. It's just, they're doing it again. Because they have to fill out the level, right? But I think, like, if Sonic 1 was 2 acts across the board and maybe the levels were, like, a touch longer, I think even Labyrinth Zone would be received more fondly, because I don't hate Labyrinth. I played through Sonic 1 recently, and even if I did not have the Spin Dash or any of the other features I had there, I would still have enjoyed that level. It's not, like, my favorite. I think you spend a little bit too much time underwater and platforming, but I appreciate the change of pace and the variety that it offers. And I think it's fun. The controls are responsive. I don't feel like I'm getting, like, flamed out by the game or anything. Like, but they're just, like, a little lengthy. That's really it. Like, the length is just a little off. But otherwise, they're perfectly good stages, I would argue. Even Scrap Brain. I used to really not like that level, but... Again, that 3rd act being just, like, another Labyrinth Zone stage... Not a big fan of that, but mostly because it just means it's just a little long in the tooth, yeah. But otherwise, I have like no qualms with Sonic 1, to be quite honest. But Sonic 2 really understood that, you know, if we're gonna have these levels like this, we should have 2 acts instead. And they absolutely nailed it with this level, because even though it is 3 acts, I think it works because, you know, it's one of the last levels of the game. You know, it gives it a sense of finality. Stands out. Because again, my problem with Metropolis Zone isn't that it's 3 acts, it's just that a lot of it is hallway. Hallway with asshole. Which means that Sonic 2 actually has something in common with FF13. Tell that one to your friends. Like, you know, for as much shit as I see people give Wing Fortress, at the very least, I do appreciate it for trying to be, like, a pretty challenging level. In a way that isn't just like, here's a hallway with a guy. Oh! But I don't hate this level. I've come to realize I don't really hate much of the old Sonic levels that I thought I used to not like that much. You just kind of get used to it. I think to myself they were trying to do something with the stage. I think they succeeded. I don't really find myself the most fond of what they tried to do with this level. But this is also just one stage in the game, right? You know, it's the sum of its parts, right? You can't just have every level be the same. It just would kill any variety. And I don't think this is like a failure of the idea or the goal. I think people are like lost in the sauce, like formalizing our understanding of game design was like a net good for society, but I do also think that there are knock-on effects that are negative, and almost all of them are just related to the fact that people have not built up a lot of like design empathy, or they don't try to like actively make an effort to understand why things are a certain way in a game. I don't think we can hit him before the laser with Knuckles. We can! Yeah! Let's go. I didn't know if you could do that with Knuckles or not. Because I'm like, oh, he doesn't jump as high. Alright, so now, the next boss fight in the game that we're going to be doing is a notable step up. But first, the only auto-scroller. So I think when they made this stage, they were almost looking to give you a little bit of a break. Maybe I'm just talking a little bit. I always felt that this level existed as like, hey, you know, we just did 3 acts of Metropolis. We designed that to be pretty challenging, or at the very least, like, taxing. Have a nice, like, auto-scroller where most of the hazards are not that difficult to avoid. And there's cute little turtles riding turtles, which, by the way, this is still my favorite Sonic enemy of all time. I fucking love these guys. Oh, can the second player actually do anything with the plane here? I've never experimented with that. Oh, that's neat! That's really cool! Huh. I didn't know that! But I've always viewed it as like a breather stage, you know? Look, this game moves forward very, very frequently, very commonly. Like, Sonic 2 does not take its time. Like, I've gotten all of the Chaos Emeralds and done all the special stages, and it's only been an hour, and we're nearly at the end of the game, right? Like, this is a very judiciously paced game. It is. I love these guys. Look at them! Little Turtle on Big Turtle, my favorite. I got an achievement. Oh, here we go! So, I've come around on this stage a little bit, but I still think it is evil. Maybe not in a bad way, but it is evil. Will they still let me do the clip? I hope. Let's see. If we can't do it. I know when I played the first version of the decomp, they didn't let me. Yeah, okay, we're good. Yeah! Alright. We're in business. We can skip about half of the stage that way. That clip is important. The thing about this level is that, I find it really easy to get lost here. Like, you're gonna watch me take what I assume is an intended route through the level, and it just doesn't look correct. It never does. You kind of just, like, walk through what look like random walls. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, but Like, going this way, I'm like, where the hell am I going? Oh, this, yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna wait for it to pop back out, yeah. I know they stay out for a long time, but I don't like to take any chances here, because there's a lot of pit down there. This is pretty notable as a Sonic stage for having a lot of pit. Like, falling down and dying is probably the most common way anybody's gonna die in this level. With the second candidate being the boss fight, which is right over here. This is probably, like, the hardest Robotnik fight in the game, discounting the final boss. Like, this is such a spike up in difficulty. If you're not super for this fight, it's actually pretty challenging. Especially if you're trying to avoid taking any damage, it's, quite tricky! It's okay though, we got it. I cheesed it. It was gonna... some bonus coins. I love that secret. Also, the first instance of, like, real cutscene level transitions in this game. You can see them kind of sowing the seeds for something they'd start doing in Sonic 3 right here, which is pretty neat. Because they're like, oh, look at that! You can see that you're going to space now. What a transition. It looks very cool, too. The way it transitions is really nice. The clouds break away. And boom! Money shot! Really great use of perspective. Anyways, yeah, you get no rings here, which is also pretty scary. Blah! That was horrible. Time to see more of this fight than I ever have. And oh, never mind. This game's so I agree. Sorry, my allergies are killing me right now. Oh shit, I was too slow. I was trying to count to 4. Huh. You know, not having lives here is kind of nice. I can fuck this up all I want. 2, 3, 4... Oh shit, that was only 3. Oh well, we can still get him in one more attack. Ugh. Yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is definitely, like, more detailed. But I think this game, overall, to me, looks better. But I think it's just me liking the art direction of this one more. Okay. Do I go for an early attack here? Okay, we got it. This fight with Knuckles is notoriously difficult, but I'm gonna try to show off some cool strategies to maybe make it a little easier. Hopefully this works. This works on Genesis, so... Oh god. Okay, so normally on Genesis, if you're playing, you can spin dash there, and his body, as it dips down, will land on you and hit you. But yeah, the way to damage him here is just to be really precise. You have to hit the lower body, because normally Sonic can jump up high enough to hit this boss in the chest area, above the big fists. Knuckles is not that fortunate. So your only choice is during the Rocket Punch attack, and also, like, that. But again, you got one hit here, so you gotta be really careful. No messing around. I'm not even gonna bother trying, because those legs are all hitbox, baby. It is impressive how dangerous this fight is with Knuckles. Yo, hey Isaac, how are you? Oh, we got it! Nice! Oh! Woo! That takes a lot of practice with Knuckles. Dead soon? What? Oh, right. What? You're in like a time zone thing, right? Are you in, or are you still in North America? Or, oh, maybe you just work evenings. That is something I thought of just now. Japan? I knew it. I knew it! The minute you said that, I thought there's no way you're not, right? Did you move recently, or, You're gonna say, yeah, recently, and then, like, list 1 or 2 years. I fucking knew it! I knew it. I was off by, like, 1, but I knew it. Fuck me. Just forgetting shit. How is it? I hear it's a little rough to get started as a foreigner in Japan, but once you're in there, you're kind of in there. Though it's still a little isolating. For insular country. Not that I don't understand why that they're like that. They have a lot of cultural reasons. Even if it results in some stuff. But I just know it's really hard to move there and really establish yourself. It's a lot of trust you have to build in the communities. At least that's always been my read on it. I've thought about visiting, but it's so expensive. One day I want to, very badly though. Like, very, very badly, I do want to go and play Plus R with the Plus R homies over there. I've talked with them a bit about it, and they would be super down to have me come over and say hi. Like, all the Japanese Plus R players are so nice. Yeah, nice to see you. It is Sonic Hours, baby. I'm gonna be doing Sonic CD next, but first I'm gonna go ahead and take this opportunity while the credits are rolling to go fucking blow my nose, because it is... You can kind of tell I'm getting clogged up here. I gotta get all this crap out of here. I hate allergies! Be right back, everybody. Let the credits roll. Okay, alright. Mirror mode. Holy mirror mode! Alright, well... So, for Sonic CD, I'm actually going to be playing it on the decompilation using what they call Sonic CD Miracle Edition. Which is a very modular version of Sonic CD that has all of the Origins Plus content in it. Sega! And it'll totally capture and look so handsome on my stream. Yeah, look at that. The game might be a touch loud, actually. So what should I use for the sounds? I think it might not really be CD without the annoying ass, Oh. You could try Mega Drive Plus. Does Knuckles even have a CD sound for this? Well, what would that be? Oh. Oh, that's fun. I'll go with CD Plus. What I could do is, check out their options here. Whoops. Forgetting that it's actually the right button. Yeah. Yeah! Okay. I will go with that. Oh, we want that. Do we have integer scaling? CD style Sonic? Missing a mod? Oh, hold on a minute. What? Alright, hold on. Do they have a... Oh, they do. Wait, what? What? Is he not already? Oh, shit. They redid his sprites. I mean, I guess that's cool. We're not even using Sonic in this playthrough, so I don't... That's, that might be unnecessary now that I think about it. Oh, look at that. I guess I could go and grab it for the hell of it, right? Well, I mean, there's no harm. I think the mod list can also just refresh. They get like hot loads, I think. If I remember right, the mod support for this is quite good. Something like this, right? Should just show up. There it is. Now, if I do that, you can just take a look. I do wish we had integer scaling. Maybe we do. Maybe we do in the settings actually. Let me take a look really quickly. Wonder higher is linear. No, it doesn't look like it. Why is the sound effects volume incorrect? Hang on. Okay, and now, so it should be here, right? With this mod loaded, it should just show up. There we are. Oh, I see. And then they have the bonus stage sprites too. Okay. You can see the color tells you which one is which. Whoa, there's a lot. Cute. I like that one though. So does it change the C? Yeah. And then CD. Okay. What the fuck does disc mean? I wonder what that's from. It's that different, does he? I guess he's a little thinner. It's a lot harder without the easier time travel. Now, a reminder that the easier one was what they had intended on launching the game with, but... CD loading limitations got in the way. Yeah, wee! Wait, his sprites aren't different there. My immersion. Yeah, so I guess I can show you the overhauled one. We could keep it, to be honest. It's technically easier, so... If you use overhaul... Just show you what it looks like. It's a completely different sort of thing. If you set the setting to overhaul here... What happens instead is... It takes less time, you have to spin dash first. And boom. You know, because you can do this on modern hardware now. But that was their original, like, idea for how it would work, but... Obviously, you can't load all that on a Sega CD like that. Not quite so easy. So I think we're just gonna go... We could do the regular... I don't think they have the, Oh, we could skip that, actually. Yeah, we'll turn that off. As cool as it looks... Now we're in there. Yeah, because they wanted to load the game up relatively quickly, right? So rather than load the game, rather than like load all of the past, present, and future areas, instead they just decided maybe we should like make this take some time. So yeah, Sonic CD, this is a really oddball game in the Sonic franchise as far as the 2D games go. I've heard people call this one the most misunderstood, and I would probably, honestly, completely agree with that. I think if you approach this game's level design the way you would Sonic 1, or even Sonic 2, you're not really going to appreciate what it's doing. This is meant to be a much more, like, you kind of want to saunter around, catch the vibe, and, like, explore for stuff, which really is not really what people often go to Sonic for, but keep in mind, this was right after the first game. So I like to look at it as, like, two different principles coming to a head. Sonic 2 was the embracing of, like, the fast-paced gameplay that Sonic 1 permitted. And then Sonic CD was like looking at those levels, or those pockets of levels where you would be exploring around for items and stuff. And so Sonic 2 built around that foundation, and Sonic CD, you know, wanted to dial in on the exploration. Neither are wrong, really. I think they are better games individually for simply picking one. Not that Sonic 1 is a bad game, but, you know, it's trying to do a lot, and it succeeds at what it's doing, but it doesn't feel like it has a complete core idea like that yet. But Sonic CD has a really consistent design. Whether or not you like it, very different conversation, but, like, as a game that was executed, its design is consistent throughout the entire thing. So I like Sonic CD. I've come around on it a lot. But I wouldn't say it really hits the same kind of notes as Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 for me. I wouldn't visit this game for that reason. It's really just a visually very stunning game that's fun to kind of take in. I think no Sonic game feels like more of a dream to look at and play than this one. This one really does feel really picturesque in that way. And I appreciate it a lot for that. I think it's absolutely fantastic as a sort of, like, experience more than necessarily a game outright. At least in my eyes, that's how I feel about it. Like, Little Planet almost doesn't feel like a real place. There's not really a lot of other Sonic games that... Oh, stop! 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 Okay. I don't want to go to the future. I need to destroy the generator here. But, like, Little Planet almost feels like a fake location, which is kind of the point. It's meant to be this weird, like, planet that only shows up, what, once a year or something? I don't remember the exact lore. I'm sorry to say that the plot is also still not really a big relevant factor, it's just sort of a set dressing, as it always has been. But, it does help make Little Planet feel like this weird, you know, separate entity entirely that... It's more like a dream than reality. And this whole game looks like that, and sounds like it too, which is why people like it so much, I think. Especially these special stages, which, wow. This is some of the best background art you're gonna see in a Sonic game ever, really. I mean... It's so evocative and interesting. I really couldn't tell you. Like, every special stage in this game looks like a screensaver. It's the most, yeah, in the sense that, like, there's, like, you know, Amy and all that. And there's a lot of, like, preamble and build-up and cutscenes. But I would still say Sonic 3 kind of takes the cake there in terms of overall, like, happenings in the plot. Wow, what a swerve. But, yeah, this game does have a lot of it. It has more than Sonic 2 and Sonic 1. Excuse me, there we are. Yeah. So if you get a good future in all the levels of a zone, the third act is all happy and yippee. And you get lots of items before the boss. Weirdly, I think no matter what you do for this first zone, the boss fight, it doesn't really matter what items you get or don't get. There are two ways this boss fight goes. It either ends immediately, or you have to wait a minute. The boss fights in this game are really odd. Anything I would say about Sonic Mania's boss fights, you could probably apply to this game's, except, like, even less is happening. Anyways. Like I said, it does not matter how you go into that fight. It goes one of two ways. You either attack him from the front and have to wait for the damage cycle, and then the machine messes up. Or, you just sit behind him and hit him 3 times and win. Alright, here it is. My favorite visual stage in the game. Actually, don't know if that's true, but I could check that. I could check that after I beat the game. I don't remember that, but it's been so long, because I normally go for Good Futures, because, spoiler alert, I think the Good Future music is just better, and I like the visuals of the Good Future levels way more. Which, I don't know if that's like a... But yeah, so I love this stage. The background here is amazing. I love the water in the sky. There's just something really cool about it. But, like, it's part of that dreamlike aesthetic that I really cherish about this game, where, like, this does not look like a real place in that way. Like, why is there water up there? Like, that does not compute with me. But it's so cool. Like, it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, for sure. It's not that they're not good, the vibe of the Good Future is so much better to me, which I think was on purpose. They wanted to make that appealing. Because, you know, you're supposed to, you know, work hard to make a good future happen in these levels. Oh, god damn it. God fucking damn it. Okay, okay, they gave me a layup here. Woo! Also, I love that they did all the path music, like, to sound, like, Genesis-y. I think because they used the PSG instead of CD audio for these, which I honestly appreciate so much. It helps make these songs sound, you know, older, which is, you know, part of the point, you know, you're in the past. It's a very cool sound to it. It's also part of why the American soundtrack, unless you're playing one of these modded versions, has an incomplete soundtrack, which is unfortunate. But, this version of the game, with this mod, they do have added past songs for the, US version soundtrack. They're fan-made, but they do sound very good. And they help make that soundtrack choice feel more substantial. Because a big problem I have with the US soundtrack is, you know, it's not complete. I don't like it as much anyways. I just think the vibe of the Japanese soundtrack is more to what I would want when I'm playing this. But I still think it's a good soundtrack. It just means we have 2 good OSTs for this game. It's just a shame that one of them doesn't have 1/3 of the music. But being able to have that 1/3 completed, even if it's fan-made, it's still good. It's still about as good, in my opinion. They did a good job. And, like, being able to have that is really nice. It helps make that option feel complete. It's part of why when I play Sonic 3, I have to do it with, like, sprite mods that fix up Sonic sprites. Not even outright change them. Sometimes I do. But if I'm using Sonic in Sonic 3, I need like the Sonic 3 complete sprites or just like a mod of some kind because the Sonic 3 sprite set for Sonic is just woefully incomplete in the base game. And it looks really bad. Pretty commonly. And it bugs me because it just doesn't look polished. It looks incorrect. On top of like the missing supersonic frames, it's just like he turns into Sonic 2 Sonic when like rotating on anything. And it's just like, what the... Not like down slopes, but on certain stage hazards and things, if you look at the sprite, you'll be like, oh god, that is just the Sonic 2 sprite, because they didn't have time to finish the full set. The old sprites still kind of look weird. Like, I like them in that context, but they still look a little weird in the game compared to just having, you know, the Sonic 3 sprites but finished. So I tend to like having mods that touch up the sprite set and fix it up. And I think like the US soundtrack Past Music Edition kind of falls into that category for me of just like rounding out the package. But if you're not like super picky about your experience with the game, the Sonic Origins Ultra Fix is a perfectly great way to play Sonic City with a lot of the features. I just compiled Miracle Edition with everything because I wanted all of these extra dingly dongles. Sonic CD is one of those Sonic games that actually has enough going on where all of these extra options I do feel matter when it comes to presentation and aesthetics and like that, but it really is mostly for like the customizable soundtrack. Because you can also, you know, pick the custom option and like mix and match US and JP tracks, which I feel creates a really good but almost uneven experience in the audio. Like I could just put on US Wacky Workbench, but like the pacing of that song showing up in the US soundtrack works a lot better. Whereas here it'd be like every song is upbeat, and then you get another upbeat song. Whereas, you know, if you're playing with the Japanese soundtrack, Wacky Workbench sounds a little bit more intimidating or imposing. Progression, you know. Having the option is extremely good. God, I miss streaming at this hour, man. I'm like just straight up yapping. Every time I stream at night, I can't even talk this much. Not even because I don't have much to say, but I'm just like more tired. The hardest part about doing this was just like getting the motivation to do it, because this is normally like my morning hours. I don't really want to do much, but I'm learning that this is actually not that hard. Just click go live. You don't gotta do much, you know? I'm excited for this Saturday too. I'm recording a podcast with a friend. He's talked about it on Blue Sky. This is not an NDA thing. Look forward to that happening. We're gonna be talking about old fighting games and stuff. I'm really excited for it. And then I think Saturday evening I'm doing Devil May Cry 1 again. It's been a while since I played it, and I started on that game and I was really liking it. And then I went on vacation. Oh, this is such a vibe! This is my favorite! Oh, I love this shit so much. Like, this song with this background, look at this! It's so beautiful! Oh! Again, that dreamlike quality of this game is unique to it. I don't think any other Sonic game has this. I think if I didn't celebrate that about Sonic City, I would feel like I was lying to people. Also, I fucking love this song. This song works really, really well with the way the bosses are structured in this game. Like, I think the Sonic CD soundtrack is, like, the extent of the audio sampling I can tolerate in Sonic music, but it's enough to where my brain loves it. Like, I can't really listen to Jet Set Radio music for very long, because there's a ton of sampling in Hideki Naganuma music. But Sonic CD music has, like, a good amount of it, but not enough to be grating, similar with Sonic Mania. They might be. I actually don't know. That'd be pretty funny. It wouldn't surprise me. There's a lot of overlap with, like, musicians and bands and stuff like that with video game music, as I've come to understand. One of my favorites is actually, for how good the Mario Kart World soundtrack is, perhaps unsurprisingly, they got a lot of musicians that were in Japanese jazz fusion bands to provide instrumentals. Including bands like P-Square, I believe. I think 2 members of that band actually did music for Mario Kart World. And given the quality, I'm not surprised. Having listened to that soundtrack and gone, wow, this is amazing. Yeah! It sure is. But I've always been like a big P-Square, Cassiopeia, Dimension fan. Because I think the Dimension... somebody from that band worked on Mario Kart 8. The music. Very fun, I think. But yeah, the way I like to play this game is that I go for the good futures until I get all the time stones, and then I just vibe. And usually, if I'm getting them 1 per level, which I try to do, because I think that's the most expedient way to play it like this, I don't have to do any of this in Wacky Workbench, because it's just too hard. The challenge is definitely fun for some people, though. I respect that hustle, I just couldn't do it. The nice thing is that Sonic CD doesn't really mind that you can't do it. The game doesn't punish you for playing this way, so... no reason not to. Bless me, my goodness. Oh, I need 2 more rings. I literally need 2 more. Ooh, big bounce. These Knuckles sprites are really cute. I'm a devout It's a fun little minigame. I will admit, like, it makes the level design make a lot more sense. If you approach it that way, you get why they did that. A lot of the levels are constructed more vertically. Like, and I've come around on a lot of classic Sonic things that I've seen people go, oh, I don't like, or, oh, I think this is, like, whatever. I'm just like, no, I think I kind of get it. There is a game mode in this version, I think, Miracle Edition, that no matter what, I think, like, even if you get all the time stones, they make you get the generators. I think that's what perfect ending means. I think. I could be wrong. It's defaulted to off, so I can only assume that is what they're going for there. I could check when I beat this. I'll probably have a little bit of spare time. Or maybe I'll just start Sonic 3 and I'll let it weigh on my mind forever. But either or, it's perfectly appropriate for me. But, no, I think that's like a really critical part of Sonic CDs. Like, they wanted to make these levels, like, challenging to search. But they want to encourage it. I think going backwards is where it feels really weird sometimes, which is normal. Because sometimes there's like a set piece or something that you just kind of run into the other way, and it's just kind of there. I also think Sonic City has a number of like level design things that just kind of show up. I can't really explain why they're anywhere, but they're just there. Like the walking step thing in Metallic Madness, or was it Wacky Workbench? I don't know, I think it's Metallic Madness. Like, that is just there, there's nothing that you need that for. But, I was talking about, like, how this game has, like, that dreamlike aesthetic, and I do think that, like, stuff showing up like that just to be there kind of helps contribute to it feeling sort of surreal and cool. So I don't mind it too much now. I understand it's largely part of keeping you on your toes and engaged. It may be a little boring. I've just really come around a lot on a lot of the older Sonic titles. I don't really think there's a really bad classic Sonic game, to be honest with people. None of them get auto-broken. Yeah. But I'm just like, you know, looking at what these games were trying to do, and not what I want to get out of them all the time, is a perfectly fine way to approach them. Because picking favorites doesn't mean you have to pick bad ones. Like, I don't have to lie anymore, you know? I'm just gonna say Sonic CD is a good game. Like, I still probably... Ooh! Still probably am not the biggest fan of Sonic Advance 2, but... for what it is, I think that game is fine. A little rough around the edges, and I think some of the level design is a bit of a struggle to get through, but overall, I would probably enjoy that game more going back now than I would like half a year ago. Because I'm more interested in thinking about games in a more you motherfucker! No! Oh, thank God. Okay, I have to time this correctly with the cycle here. Or does it just go down on its own? Is it a time thing, or...? I was really feeling that. Oh, shit. I think we have to restart. Evil. I don't remember if there's like an easy spot to time travel in this level. This one I remember getting lost in a little bit when I did my practice playthrough of it. With Amy, funny enough. I did not use Knuckles, I used Amy. This Amy's so fun. Her sprites are so cute. I can't help it, I'm a sucker for it. The sprite set for this is just adorable. Oh. Waiting for the bubble to come up makes me really anxious, even though I know it's gonna... I know I'm fine. Because I got to the bubble area well before I even got close to drowning. It's not like it's critical, but... it makes me anxious anyways. As it should, to be honest. But yeah, you know, I've come around a lot on... this is the spot. Yeah, we want to get there. I've come around a lot on a lot of these classic Sonic games and certain elements in them, because I'm just like, you know, I could be like a really big hard ass about it, but also like... I don't know, these games are like 1 hour long, and I don't feel like I've ever wasted my time playing Sonic 1 or anything. So like, maybe I should just stop lying. There's no need to exaggerate anything anymore. I can just say what I feel. Like, certainly you oh, what? What? That was weird. Whoa! Oh, whoa, that was a really quick load back in. They didn't even show me the title card. Okay. The hardest part right now is finding a past signpost. I think there's one up there, but I have to get over there. But yeah, it's like, you know... That was funny. Engaging with these games on their own terms, it's not just like more fun, but also you can kind of get sucked in a little easier, you know, and... I don't know, I find it more fulfilling as a way to experience classic 2D Sonic. I guess I gotta walk along here, we can't break the sequence. Okay. Now I have to get back, that's gonna be challenging. But since I'm Knuckles, it'll be a little easier. Look, another path tentacles. I think that's the one I saw through the wall over there. And now I have to get back down somehow. I wonder if that's what those buttons down there did, actually. I didn't even think of that. Oh, shit. It might be... We might have... Oh, god damn it. Okay, so I still have a plan. Don't you fucking worry. I still got a plan. It might not be a good plan, but it is a plan. Here we go. Ah. Damn it! Okay. Again, I could have made my life way easier by just using, like, the revamped time travel mod, but... I'm like, as long as I'm not doing it in Wacky Workbench, because at that point I'm navigating completely unfamiliar territory by then, sorry to tell you. Like, I haven't done generator hunting in Wacky Workbench in probably over a year at this point. Maybe longer. I'm not built like that anymore. God fucking speed to those who are. But that level is where time traveling is quite challenging. Okay, so I think the generator is actually pretty straightforward to find in this one. You almost get it by just going the level route. I think. Maybe the past layout is actually different enough to where you don't find it that way. I guess we'll find out. Also, I know- Ah, you son of a bitch. That was something with you, game. Alright, well, I can surely get enough rings at this point. I'm pretty sure there's still enough, like, ring boxes. Right? They wouldn't do that to me, would they? Sonic CD? Being a little funny? Never. Not in a million years would they ever do that. Let's do some exploring. I guess I get to wander around with this very relaxing music. Die. Oh yeah! Noelle, are you a big fan of, breaking the Metal Sonic projector things? As a kid, I always wondered where the hell all those were. I don't really think those serve any purpose. I think they're just there to be, like, extras. It definitely adds a little bit of time, and maybe in a way that isn't quite as fun or as fulfilling as breaking a generator would be, because it doesn't really have any massive influence. So it feels more like an Easter egg hunt, right? Not something you would ever go out of your way to regularly do. Hey! 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 Thank you. Oh god. Okay. Up. Yep. Okay. Also, hey, a stream where I didn't drop frames. You know how happy I am about that? That's been like a recurrent issue, but maybe doing it in the morning means it's less likely. Yeah, I mean, like, they're not hidden as well as the generators, because they're just kind of around. Oh god, I'm sorry. Remember when I said these all look like screensavers? I think this one looks like a screen killer. I think the only thing that needs saving is me, when I look at this. a shame, because the actual rest of that background art that is not whatever the fuck is going on over there looks pretty good. I wonder what this looked like on the original Sega CD hardware, actually, when these special stages ran at, like, a lower frame rate. I wonder if that background movement was less strange looking. Oh, that's an interesting way of looking at that orange star. I never paid attention to that kind of placement. I think the generator, I always feel, is marked off by, like, a higher density of enemies, but I could be mistaken. But I do feel like more enemies show up around where the generators are. Nice, okay, we got it. Also, I like these special stages, but I understand why people do not. They are definitely very difficult. Until you get used to it. But I remember when people saw the Sonic Mania special stage preview images and they saw, like, the UFO, they were like, oh my god, no. It was really funny, like, watching a bunch of collective trauma just kind of come out. And then they were like, don't worry, you don't have to actually catch it like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Not that I would have minded, but, you know, a lot of other people were like, oh my god, thank you. Again, I think I would have to say my least favorite of the classic Sonic special stages is probably still Sonic 1's. I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of like, it's not as charming as Pinball, but it feels similar. That's the problem, because, you know, Pinball, it's really important to feel, you know, in control. But I mean, you know, I can't really hold it against them while they were making, like, Sonic 1, because, obviously, they were too busy trying to get the rest of the game to work correctly. Well, speaking of bosses, this is a pain in the ass as Knuckles, this fight. I must stress that this fight is an extremely big pain in the ass with Knuckles, because that slight difference in jump height really bites you in the butt here. Because this boss is a pretty interesting gimmick. Sonic interfaces with it a little bit better, because he jumps, like, slightly higher. Or maybe, I guess the correct phrasing is that Knuckles jumps slightly lower. Now I'm wishing... Sonic can't, like, hit this boss right here or anything, but I find it easier to clear the bubbles out with Sonic. Because you can actually remove them while he's up there, as they're spread out. Cool boss! This is a really interesting boss fight. With Knuckles, it is pain. It's like that weather boss in Sonic Mania that, like... But, like, what if every time he got Thundercloud? You get to hear a lot of this song. If you like this song, I mean, I like this song. They made a lot of song for this song. Like, they definitely put a lot of effort into it. There is much song to be had. Oh, yo! What a snipe! I'm pretty sure I just saved. I just saved like half a minute, probably on that, getting that hit. Alright, we're at the last generator I'm going to be hunting down, which is a Quartz Quadrant. Which is great, because I love Quartz Quadrant. This is, probably my favorite song in the game, is the Good Future version of this track. Not my favorite overall, like, area, that would be Collision Chaos, Good Future, but this one has the best song, for sure. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's another one of those weird levels where a lot of this level really only works if you're trying to time travel. Which, you know, since that's the main mechanic of the game, You can bet I'm telling you the level works pretty well. Oh, look at that. That was beautiful. You couldn't hit a better time travel if you tried. I'm pretty sure that was like literally 1 frame off from not working. I was in the air. I was in the air just long enough. Oh god. Oh yeah, I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog in mining levels, for some reason, is always just incredible. Because, I mean, Lava Reef Zone, another one of the best zones in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and what is that if not a mining stage? Where am I going? Help! Okay. I like this background a lot, too. This is also probably one of the best past themes in the game, if I'm being honest. You know, everybody likes Stardust Speedway, but I think this one has a... This one's pretty godlike. It's got a great breakdown in the middle that I like quite a bit. Right here. They definitely went a little extra with this one. Look at that background, very cool. You're gonna hear me say, like, look at the background a lot when I talk about Sonic City. I feel like if you're not, you're really not appreciating the game at its most here. Which might sound, like, really reductive. I'm not saying somebody can't think the gameplay is the best part of this game. But I think, like, so much of what makes this game work for me is the background art. It really pulls the whole thing together. Like, I definitely wouldn't understand the obsession with this game to the degree that people have if it didn't have all of this going on. There's a lot of intriguing things in the background art and the music in this game. Not enough that you could write, like, a whole fucking wiki on it, but it's enough where you could, like, hyperfixate on so much shit and ask a lot of questions. And I think that's perfect. Because it filters out annoying people, but it also means people are definitely gonna latch onto it. Is I guess the best way I can put it, right? Where, like, there's all sorts of little things, like the statue and wacky workbench. There's... I don't know, I could keep going, but... There's so many intriguing things in this game's background and art design that I think, are part of why it has such a following and such a little legacy. Beyond being, like, on a platform people didn't have a lot of access to. It was a more obscure release, obviously, being on the Sega CD. But I like to think that by now, at this point in the video game timeline, the reason anybody's going to be attached to this game is probably divorced from the fact that it was on the Sega CD, because most people have played the re-release at this point. Anybody that's, like, old enough to be talking about video games anywhere... substantial, like, or within any kind of community, probably like at least 18 years or older, or like maybe 16 or something. They were born after the Sega CD existed. So, like, that's not even like a real argument anymore. That might have been something I'd have said maybe 10 years ago. But nowadays it's like, yeah, exactly! No, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, nobody's really experienced this game on the original hardware anymore. So any kind of obsession or, like, deeper appreciation of it isn't really tethered to the mystery of this game anymore, because it's been much more accessible for a very long time now. And so, when I think about why people really, really attach to this game, beyond it being pretty unique in its gameplay design for the classic Sonic games, I think about things like the background art having a lot of interesting and weird things in it. And, like, the dreamlike look of this whole project, right? Like, it stands out, this game. In the sea of classic Sonic titles, this one... Well, I call it a sea. It's like 4 other games, but, you know, whatever. More to my point, this game stands out amidst the other ones. In a really unique way. And like most people who have played it either played the mobile release or the Steam port, which is a port of the mobile release. Like, and basically Sonic CD has probably been experienced more through the Taxman version than anybody that has played the original product at this point, which I don't think is true of any other Sonic game in this collection of, like, the stuff that you'd find in Origins. Like, I genuinely think that, like, the Taxman version of Sonic CD literally overtook the original. Through no fault of anything, except for the fact that, like, it was the one that you had access to. Damn it. I just want to go to the good future. I got all the time stones. I want my vibe. They're gonna make me earn it anyways. How dare they? Gems collection, that I think that was mine too. But I understand that that's also admittedly probably not a commonality, right? Like, I think for a lot of people it was. Like, nowadays I definitely think the cultural canon IMO favors the mobile port. Which isn't a bad thing, it's just what it is, you know? How do I do that? That's gotta be possible, maybe if I'm not Knuckles. This game wants me to be clean. Unfortunately. Oh wait, I'm a fool. I think they let you turn around while gliding, and the time travel still counts. I think you can kind of cheat. I'm pretty sure I did that earlier. Hold on. We can, Okay, no, you cannot. So I just have to glide in the opposite direction immediately, and then maintain. We can completely reverse our momentum. Yeah, there we go. Oh! Okay. Oh, it's time. Yeah! Oh, it's so pretty. It's all I wanted. Oh. You really only get this kind of experience in this game. Why would I want to go back? God, the background art is so fantastic. Look at how segmented the backgrounds are too. If you go back, right, you can see that, like, there's an out and open area over here. This exact elevation, I believe. And then, like, you've got this part which is inside, and then it transitions so perfectly right into, like, yeah, like, oh. Just beautiful. I also think it is really funny that I think more people have played this game with the Sonic 2 Spin Dash than the Sonic CD one. And you know, I don't think that's a bad thing. Future really can good. Exactly. They weren't kidding. It is good. It's good as fuck. It's so nice. Oh, it's so nice. It's so great. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. Whoa. So here's the boss fight that happens in the game. Again, that weird thing about Sonic CD boss fights I mentioned. This is a perfect example. Ooh. It's like a certain rhythm to this, and once you get it, you never lose it. Yeah, every Eggman invention in this game feels like it's made of paper. A far cry from the 8 hits normally needed, you know. I mean, he was too busy building all this shit on Little Planet. At least, that's what his excuse would be. Like, ugh. Like, I'm sorry, I was too busy, like, going back in time and industrializing everything. I can't make machines that are worth a shit. You weren't even supposed to be here, bro! Why are you here, Sonic? Or Knuckles, or Amy, or whoever. This is a really cool level. It's also, like, the prime contender for giving the player motion sickness. Or if you're me, horrifying the player. Like, I'm like, I don't fucking want to be anywhere near here. Like, I fail to see what's wacky, or even how the fuck you work here. The entire ground level is a giant spring that activates at will of God. There's just too much. There's too much happening. Time traveling here feels like it would be a Herculean task. Well, the idea of the good future is that because you destroyed Eggman's, like, industrial machine crap, he can't really outmuscle the animals, so they just kind of overrun the place, and he can't build anything. That's why it's all green and grassy. Metallic Madness Good Future is a really interesting idea. Because it instead of, like, it's the other way around, where the animals take over an existing area, which is why it still has a bunch of death saws everywhere. You know, they're not done renovating that out yet. And because it's frankly quite funny that they're like, yeah, we can just inhabit the death saw garden. Whatever. Me, I would go there. Oh, bosses? I don't know. Whoa. I'm trying to go to, like, the good future and stuff, and I'm realizing I shouldn't even bother. I'm traveling in this level is possible, but very difficult. I think Wacky Workbench, of all the stages in Sonic CD, this is the one where you really realize how vertical these levels are. Like, you really get an idea. When you get bounced up in one of these, you're like, oh shit. That's humongous! Like, this part? Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah. These levels are like, it's kind of like if you turned a Sonic 1 stage right side up. Like, you flipped it on its side. You know when you play, like, Tate mode in a shooter? That is what Sonic CD level design is kind of like. Tate mode, Sonic. Oh! Whoa! Well, the generator in this one is really funny, because I think the idea is that you have to go forward, time travel, and then find a way back. Oh, that's fucked up. I forgot about that one. Again, there's a reason I like having all the emeralds by Quartz Quadrant emeralds, sorry, time stones, excuse me. I'm just like, oh god, I could not be bothered, it's too much work. Oh god, bless me. Holy moly. Ugh. Don't have allergies, folks. Yeah, it's all like toy and bouncy. I think if James Pond looked like this, I would like the James Pond games. I don't know why that thought came to my head, but now it can occupy yours too. Oh. Alright, here's probably my favorite boss in the game. If only because I think they did a really good job blending the level gimmick with the boss fight. Even if it's nothing like that's setting the world on fire, it's fun enough. That's probably one of the shortest boss fights in the game. That is weirdly... The other one that I can think of that is notably quick is the final boss. Compared to some of these other ones. Which is weird, but you know, hey. Sonic City will be Sonic City. Oh, let's go! Oh, this level is such a mess. But it looks so good. But it's such a mess. This is, I think, by far the most confusing level to just, like, navigate. I like it, but I think it is really confusing. Even when you know what is happening in this level, oh, it's so much. This is a really demanding level, I guess is the best way I could put it. Oh, there's one thing I have to do here. Before I, Okay, we're good then. Whoops. Well, no. Bad. Incomprehensible trumpet maze? Yes, actually, that's... I couldn't think of a better way to put it. You are in fact correct. It really is what it is. Like, for everybody that says, you know, Sonic Mania is a bunch of reused levels, I think people do not give them enough credit. They basically redesigned every single Sonic CD stage. None of them are the same. None of them. Any Sonic CD level you see in Sonic Mania is completely different. Because, like, these levels are fundamentally incompatible with anything that game is doing. Like, people are not giving them enough credit. They really did do a lot of work with these ones to make them work better in a conventional, like, 2D Sonic experience of, like, a linear level. Because this is just like, where the fuck am I going? Oh, we got it. This is like a funny version of Starlight Zone, you know? That's, I guess, the best way I could put it. But oh my god, the music fucking rules! Hit it! That's so good. It's so good! I really gotta know what that, like, that voice sample is, the laugh sounding thing. I'm certain somebody has sourced what that is from, but I would love to know. Oh, that's tight! Because I know, what really changed my life forever was learning that the Streets of Rage 2 Big Ben laugh, and by proxy, the Streets of Rage 4 one, is in fact this— what? Yo, I didn't know that was so easy, huh? You can time travel here, huh? That's funny. Oh no, I'm not trapped. I can just go. I wonder if that requires a specific, like, background-foreground switch thing to do that. But that's this level gimmick, and it's really confusing. Wait, what the fuck? Am I stuck? How do I get out of here? There's gotta be a way. Oh god. Oh god, where go, dude? Well, I found a way in. Surely there's gotta be a way out. And again, I wouldn't be that surprised if there was a way to get, like, infinitely stuck in this level. And it's kind of a mess, really. It's... Okay, we can climb this. This might be something. Okay. Can I get through that? How do I leave? How did I even get in here? Well, I guess I can start the whole level like this now. Maybe it's because I time traveled there, actually. That might have been what it was. It might have been escapable in the present, but not in the future. Because I do know the level layouts change. That is, I assume, what happened there. This might be the only level where that's, like, realistic to do that in, though. Just because of the way the gimmick works. I'm sure somebody's found something else. Help! Help! Where am I going? Feels a little gentrified. Okay, listen. I just think I trust the residents of Little Planet. They got rid of the trumpets, but they've been replaced with purple railing. So who's to say if it's really worse, right? They made it purple instead, which in some ways is like a giant trumpet. I'm not gonna elaborate on that. Alright. Time for the big race. This race is why I'm not using the super forms that this mod does have. It makes this way too easy. Also look, Metal Sonic with red eyes. That's an option in this mod. You can have him look like Sonic Mania, kind of. Like, not exactly as detailed, but, you know, I like the red eyes. Oh, banger alert! Here's another song that people just associate with this game. For pretty good reason, I would say. This is probably the most fun boss in the game. It's hard to really call it a boss fight, it's more like a race. And like your goal is to sort of manipulate the rubber banding a little. Ooh, cooked. Goodbye. Oh yeah, every remix of that song, unbelievably, because this doesn't happen often with games, but I feel like the remixes all really add to it. The Generations version is actually a selectable choice in this mod, which is tight. Oh, I love this song. I love this song because the guy in this song is just like saying shit. I don't know what the fuck he's saying, but he's got some shit to say. They were just like, quick, we need to grab the closest person that sounds like the Tasmanian Devil and give him a microphone. Not a horrible idea. Also, God, the bad future version of this zone is fucking bleak looking. And brown. Really, really brown. Not a big fan. This, though, is so pretty. This actually might be one of my favorite good futures in terms of visuals, just because it's such a great contrast, I think. It really sells it, more than the other ones already do. Like, this shit could not look any more differently. Like, the amount of, like, fountains and natural plant life here is almost unreal. We still got the death saws. Maybe the saws are how they trimmed everything. Yeah, I am using Knuckles when applicable. But you know, my guy. I think the last time I did the classic Sonic Marathon, I used Sonic in every game. Which, you know, not actually a bad choice, but, you know. Given that Knuckles is a choice now in Sonic City and, like, he's implemented in a really straightforward and complete way. Even has level roots, I think, in this version, but... because they added level roots for Knuckles in Sonic Origins Plus. And, you know, obviously, seeing as I'm using that as the source, it's probably still here, but I don't remember where they are. But they did add them. Also, this level got a lot better in Sonic Mania. I'm gonna say, I don't even dislike it here, but Sonic Mania made this level, like, unbelievably good. Like, they did such a good job at this stage in Sonic Mania. Holy shit. I'll get to talk about that when I get there. The thing that's wild about it, too, is that they managed to keep a lot of what made this level unique, too. Like, they focused a lot on, like, the backwards diagonal springs and, like, the weird architecture of the level, but they really, really, like, narrowed down the absolute best aspects of it and executed it perfectly. And all of the gimmicks they added were perfect. Like, I was shocked at how good that level was. And they didn't make it feel toothless either, because like they could have just removed anything that made it identifiably what it is. They just like really refined the idea while completely redesigning it. And I think it worked really well. Again, I think the Sonic CD levels are some of the best work in Sonic Mania in terms of like really improving the levels, but Metallic Madness is especially the case. Where it's just like, holy goddamn, like... Ah! Oh, fuck. And the music in Metallic Madness and Sonic Mania also is amazing. Like, they didn't miss a beat. God, I wish I was playing Tails right now. Or Amy with the double jump option. Because Amy, you can give Amy a double jump in this mod, which I like a lot, because, you know, that's like Sonic Superstars, right? Anyways, I think we're gonna have time to start Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is fine. Maybe not finish it, because I might have to cook dinner. I'm deciding in my head. Do I want to cook dinner before work? Do I really want to? Maybe. May probably. I don't want to buy food while I'm out. I'm cheap, I want to save money. Oh. You didn't hear it from me, but cooking is kind of fun too, when you have time for it. What the fuck? Whoa, that was weird. It like reversed my momentum even though I turned around, that's funny. That was moon gliding, I've never seen that. No! Oh, couldn't jump high enough. Oh, yeah, this is, this is actually harder than the final boss, I would even say. With Knuckles, it's especially true, because can you please come down? No! Oh god, the rings clip into the ceiling. That's fucking evil. That's evil and horrifying, and you should feel bad. Oh no. You down? Down? Down, please? There we go. I don't even want to know what the hitbox on those lasers looks like. I don't want to think about it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. I don't know what they were cooking. I think this final boss is pretty lame. I don't know if that's like a hot take. Not that I like to say hot take anymore, really, but like, I don't know. I've always thought this final boss is like, it's got really good music, but like, I can't really make heads or tails of like the scale. No, this is different. This is different. I don't mean like lame and like just the sense of the fight. I just mean like for a final boss, it doesn't feel even like as good as the Sonic 1 one. Like the Sonic 1 final boss, maybe not, you know, reinventing the wheel or anything, but like the music's really good, which this one has good music, But, like, the scale of the fight is cool. And, like, oh, you know, you got, your big crushers and electric stuff, and you're like, oh, shit. But then, meanwhile, in fucking Sonic CD, what's the final boss? Dr. Eggman and, like, a fan. If they were too busy making fucking godlike FMVs to remember that they needed a final boss. Oh, yo, I'm jamming right now, hold on. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. Wait, I didn't get the cutscene. Oh. You can say I'm a super player. Can I watch the FMV? Do they give me that? They don't. I guess you have to beat it with Sonic. That makes sense, but... Alright, let's just do some, like, little bit of extra stuff. So let's check out the, I don't know what the difference between Bouncy... Oh, I'll do Bouncy, I guess. That's the newer one. Well, let's check it out, right? I have the insta-shield. That's weird. Hold on. Forgot I turned that on. Hang on. No. No, I don't need that. I don't need that! Not in this game. Doesn't do anything. However... I need the drop dash. Like, it's kind of weird. It's so funny when people tell me that, like, Sonic Mania didn't innovate. Meanwhile, like, I think if Sega made a 2D Sonic game and they didn't put the drop dash in it, they'd be, like, hung and quartered. Like, let me be clear with you. If you don't consider Sonic Mania innovative, you're just ignoring that the drop dash is, like, a fundamental Sonic move now. Like, that on its own, to me, tells me that that game meant something. Anyways, we'll try the fancy new time travel version. Or time travel! There we go. Like, the drop dash basically redefined Sonic's moveset in a 2D environment. In the year 2017, well after that was already figured as a solved problem. That's like the craziest thing, right? Like, you've got this soundtrack that sounds like city pop and all this other, like, godlike shit, and you're like, you know, I don't know, man. This does sound pretty nice, though. Ooh, listen to this. Yeah, see, like, this is a much better way to play. Look at that, we get, like, proper music. Definitely feels a lot less jarring than just having, you know... Alright, but... what I was gonna check out was... Can we do Bad Future here, or do I have to... Well, we can just use the stage select. Oh god, no, hold on. There we go. There we go! Well, this shit's a fucking banger. This shit looks crazy. It's so brown and sad. And rotted. Very cool. Wait, this is Act 1. What the hell am I doing? I'm supposed to pick Act 3. Fuck. Fuck! I forgot. I wanted to check the, yeah. I want to see if he actually has the spiked gloves. I'm curious. It's really funny because it won't matter in this fight, but let's take a look. I believe you, I've just never seen it, or maybe I have seen it a long time ago. Yeah, see, I figured. I was like, there's no way. Again, it doesn't really matter, because you just get behind that boss and fuck them up, but... You know, what it is. What else looks like super... What does this look like? I'm kind of curious. Oh, God. What an ugly shade of green, which is appropriate, might I add. Oh my god, is that like lava instead of water? That's so fucking cool. Hold on. Holy shit, that's hard as fuck. Wait, does that mean it's upside down too? It better be. That shit better be upside down up there. I know these areas aren't supposed to look cool. I can't help it, they kind of do. No, it's just me appreciating good pixel art, but, you know. This is supposed to make me sad, but, you know. On the other hand, okay, I think it is just water. It's just very, like, blood red. I thought it was lava or something. Well, it might be, actually. I don't know. Who could say, really? It's so dreary and red, though. Like, Yay. Hold on. Let's take a look at some of the other ones. Oh, this one has to look... Oh, yeah. I've never seen this one for more than, like, a second, but... Oh! 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 I forgot that was there. That's okay. Oh, this... We should not have made these tracks go so hard. This one doesn't look that different, honestly. It was already kind of, you know... Yo, this is sick! I do like the good future here a lot better, obviously. Way prettier, but... This looks cool as fuck. I can't lie. Wacky Workbench probably also similar. Yeah, it's... This is already like a Robotnik base, so... Yeah, you mentioned you never heard the US Wacky Workbench, right? Hold on, I'll let you hear it. It's very different. It's very jarring. So the US soundtrack is all more, like, ambient in a lot of ways, so I think they used Wacky Workbench as a way to, you know, offset that a little. So, they get the collision chaos, for instance, and it's like... an ironic music like that, right? Like, it just sounds like that. So you get to, you get to, like, Tidal Tempest, for instance, too. And this shit just sounds like Toe Jam and Earl music. Not that I don't like this song, but, like, also... Have you heard the original? The original version of that is so good. I don't remember what this one is. Oh, never mind. Don't even worry about it. Whatever it is, it's not as good. Anyways, Wacky Workbench. Again, completely different song. Like, not even comparable, really. Remember who did the US soundtrack, for the record? They did a good enough job. I think the main theme in the US version is hype as fuck, though. I can't lie. I don't hate the Japanese one, but the US one has a firm place in my heart. Anyways, that was Sonic CD. Very good game. You know what that means it's time for, right? Oh, it's time, everybody! Now, I normally play this through Sonic 3 Air, also known as Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited, also known as, like, the only way to play that game in widescreen until literally this. This is probably, like, my first time playing through what I would call, Oh, wait, hang on. What I might want to do, before I do that, actually, let me grab something very... very hastily, shall I say. Oh, there goes my cat again. Yeah! Yep, there he goes. He's just making sound, don't worry about him. He is a cat. Doing what cats do, which is... be funny. That's the way I could describe it. Oh god, I actually don't know where this should go, so I'm just gonna... I'll admit, mod support for this game is shockingly easy. Like, thank God. Yeah, there we go. Then I'm gonna... Yeah, alright, here we go. Not a... I still love the phrase, not a hot take, this thing sucks. I find that very funny. I don't know why. I guess it's just like, I've never really asked anybody their opinion on the final boss of Sonic CD. In that way. It just never comes to mind. Alright, we're ready now. We're going to be using predominantly the Sonic 3 jingles because Sonic... I love Michael Jackson! Ooh! Damn you! How dare you, Egg Robo? I was big chillin' over there, and Egg Robo ruined my day. Can you believe that? And yeah, welcome to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This game is fucking awesome. I mean, I don't really feel like I have to explain, do I? It's just great. What's there to say about this game? I mean, it's the same thing with Sonic 2. Oh, what am I gonna tell you? It's good? Of course I'm gonna tell you it's good. That's fair. I think my only argument for why I don't like that is only because I played this game a lot when I was younger, so, you know, whenever you go Super Knuckles or Super Sonic, you know you're not hearing anything but that title theme, I'll tell you! That collection of notes and that melody will certainly be in your brain for a while after that. I don't know why I'm going for perfect bonuses, actually. This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't do anything. I guess it's for points, because I really want those. Yeah, I mean, he could have just taken the fucking thing and then not done it, but you know what? That wouldn't have been good media. That would have been good cinema. Well, they're not continues, I just get coins, but I guess coins are good because I can buy extras, so eh. And get all sorts of fun extra things, and extra attempts at bonus stages in case I fail, which is not unlikely. Well, maybe it is unlikely, actually. I'm pretty damn good at the blue sphere levels, if I say so myself. Anyways, this is the main reason I use the Sonic 3 music right here. Here we go. Yeah! Oh, that mini boss theme, I can't live without that. Unquestionable for me. I cannot have the Sonic and Knuckles mini boss theme. That shit just does not do it. Not the same. It's not the same. And you know, the nice thing about playing this version of Sonic 3 and Knuckles with the Ultra Fix mod and the modded music is that I don't have to worry about the, interesting music replacements that were used in this version of the game originally. We'll say. The, very, well done compositions. Yeah, yeah. They sure were. You know what really annoys me too is that they totally could have used the prototype music for those and it would have sounded perfectly fine. But instead well, the less said the better. But having played through the original Sonic Origins release on Switch back when it came out, I still remember hearing those songs for the first time in game and going, oh yeah. Oh yes. Yes, indeed. That's okay, though. They were like... People speculate they were actually based on the incomplete versions of those songs. Yes, because the prototype ones were evidently the finished versions. And people thought, oh, these must be based on the original PC Collection ones, which were missing instruments and all sorts of other things. Which is why they sound really bad in this game. Because it turns out they weren't even using the finished version. Which, God, if that isn't just, like, indicative of the mess that it was. Again, a big part of why, Sonic Mania represents so much squandered for me is just, like, the way Sega generally handled the team that made both Sonic Mania and also this. Like, I feel like they really set them up for failure in a lot of ways, or at least compromised what they wanted. And it really fucked up that relationship forever. I still remember Sonic Mania's PC release getting held off because they had to fucking brute force DRM into it because Sega wouldn't just let them launch the game. I remember that. I remember Taxman being really upset about that. Rightfully so, by the way. The fucking thing was done and ready to be shipped. But whatever. You know, the heart of Sonic is in its modding. Even simple things like this Ultra Fix mod, I think represents, like, the Sonic community's commitment to, like, modding these games a lot. Though it does introduce that weird effect that I'm talking about, where, like, I've never heard anybody... Like, it's really kind of unique to old Sonic games with how, like, vital, like, these mods end up getting touted as. But they are, like, undeniably very good. A lot of them fix, like, very legitimate issues. Like, in this one's case, the soundtrack and some bugs. I sure wish I had an integer scaling option, though. I've been looking for, like, a mod that does that, but it doesn't look like there is one. I don't know if it's possible. I would really prefer integer scaling. I mean, maybe I'm just kind of a whiny baby, but... Like, even Sonic Mania with lossless scaling? Possibly! I might have to grab that app at some point. Because I know lossless scaling lets you do stuff with borderless full-screen windows. Which I presume I could... I'm running this in borderless right now, because... So whenever I run this game in exclusive full-screen, my G-Sync monitor does work with it, but it, like... It sets my monitor to fucking 60 Hz mode, which is horrible. It, like, increases the input lag by, like, 2 frames. But if I do it in borderless and I have windowed G-Sync on, it does actually pick up, and it works. It does not do that, but it still syncs it down to 60 Hz, just not in the 60 Hz mode. Which, again, helps the input lag a lot. So it's like, there's no way this collection is that fucking laggy, and it's not. It was, like, my monitor doing that for exclusive full screen, and that was bad. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's not an issue anymore. So then, like, I guess maybe lossless scaling could actually solve that problem. To tinker with it, but I might give that a try. That's a good suggestion. Solution it might end up like letterboxing it on my display, but I am perfectly fine with an integer scale game, like having black borders around it. I would genuinely rather have those little black borders than have like the pixels scaled incorrectly. It just bugs me way less. know if I'm alone in that. I'm probably in a minority. A lot of people just slap nearest and call it a day, but... Which is, I believe, what this is right now. It's currently using nearest, but... You know, I'm a big fucking baby when it comes to pixel aspect ratio in these old games. Like, I think if I can't have, like, a CRT filter that does everything, which, you know, honestly, I might be able to have that with this, with G-Sync working the way it is right now. It might be possible to use shader glass and have a nice CRT filter, or even just backport the Sonic Mania one over here. The Sonic Mania has a very good CRT filter. You know, which, again, doesn't surprise me. Given the people that made it, they probably went out of their way to make sure it was a good CRT filter. But, like, it would look a lot better. And this game has no CRT filter, which is a shame. Because I think even an average CRT filter nowadays tends to look pretty good in most games. The technology and understanding of it has advanced. Quite far, I would say. Lossless scaling might be the solution, yeah. Because it would let me output the game at, Oh, I don't remember what the fuck the res was. Was it, It's not 960, I don't think. Because it's not 4x3. That's the other issue, is that I don't know how it would size up on a 1080p monitor. I think if I had a 1440p, I would be able to get away with it just natively. I think 1440p is actually the resolution perfectly upscaled, so I would have to think of, like, something that's a bit of a compromise. It'd probably have to be maybe 720p. But I don't know. I have to look into it. I also understand that, like, nobody said anything. The only person worrying is me, but... Time for the funniest mini-boss ever. Who's ready? You can bounce on its head infinitely by, like, spin dashing up the wall and then, like, landing on it, but that's way easier to do with Knuckles like that. Big motherfucking shit. Oh, his name is Big Shaker? That's awesome. I do not know the names of everything in Sonic like that. If you ask me about, like, a Mario enemy, I could probably tell you, but I've never been good with the Sonic names. Actually, there is one Sonic thing I know. And of course, this one's the goofiest piece of trivia. But the fact that the purple water in Chemical Plant Zone, at least in America, is called Mega Mac, which I find quite amusing. So why they called it that, they could just called it chemical toxic water, but you know, sure, whatever you want, Psycho of America. Whatever the fuck y'all want, I'm not gonna stop you. If anything, I will encourage you. Make me laugh with goofy shit like that. Oh, this is such a cool zone. So up until this point in the Sonic games, anytime somebody would be like, oh, this is a good water level, it would have, like, very minimal amounts of water. But this stage has, like, a perfect balance. Because, like, Aquatic Ruin was pretty good, but You know, that level guides you around the water a lot. You don't usually interface with it too much. But this stage, you're going in and out of it quite a bit, and it works very well. Whoa, I went the wrong way. I think I'm gonna stop pretty soon, because it's been about 3 hours, and I'm coming up until my last hour before I go into work. So I think I'll get some Marble Garden and call it. Oh yeah, Hydro City does look very cool. Big fan of Hydro City. No further comments. The worst thing about this zone is, well, you already know. Yeah, the architecture is really cool. It's kind of like, it reminds me a lot of Labyrinth Zone. Which is probably on purpose. Probably. Oh, I did this in a really weird order. Am I cooked? Maybe. Maybe not, though. Well, I might be. I might actually... Oh, I'm not getting that perfect. Oh, wait, no, I am. Haha! Normally that's a lot scarier. That's the fourth one, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, by the time I get to Marble Zone or Marble Garden, which should be next stream, probably tomorrow morning, I'll be able to beat this, probably. That's looking pretty likely, because... You know, I'll get all the 7 emeralds. So weirdly, I don't know if this is common, but in most of my Knuckles playthroughs, I don't end up getting all the super emeralds, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it an honest try on this one. I usually get all the Chaos Emeralds because that's all you need for like the good ending. You don't need to get all the super emeralds for the good ending. You just get like a better visual at the end. It doesn't really change anything. As long as you get all the emeralds, you're good for the victory lap stage. The super emeralds are like a bonus. Which I think is a pretty cute way of incorporating the unique blue spheres they had to do when they split this game in two. The Sonic and Knuckles ones are definitely much more challenging layouts, so making them not mandatory was a very good choice. I fucking love the bubble shield cells. There's actually so much good in this game. Also, like the Knuckles route is the route that you see him in when you're playing this stage in Sonic. You'll get to that wall there and Knuckles will just show up and fuck with you. So now you get to see what's over here. And spoiler, it's more levels. Yeah, the blocks in the wall, I think they look a lot like the stuff you'd see in Labyrinth and Sonic 1, which I think is super cool. Ah yes, here we are. Knuckles Root Glide Puzzle. Let's do it. Oh yeah, they added 1 frame of animation to Knuckles' glide in this re-release, which I think is cute. I don't know if that was ever intended to be used in the original game or not, but it is present here. Hello, Egg Robo. I do love that Knuckles gets his own little side story at the end. I think that's very cute. Nice. What? Alright, well, whatever. I took my hands off the control. Alright, well that was a pretty good 3-hour stream. I was a little late too, it was a half an hour late. If I had started on time, we would have probably been able to beat Marble. You probably would have been able to get like through the Sonic 3 half of this game, but whatever. Surprise! Oh yeah, check it out. The Game Gear games are here. I wonder if they fixed the sound emulation. Let's see. That's actually supposed to sound like that, unfortunately. I don't think they did. My left ear loves this. Whoa. This is gonna be the Sonic one that I play eventually too, as part of this project. I am gonna play the 8-bit games at some point. Which, I'm sure that'll be super fun. I'll probably play the Master System version, but... Oh, hey Tammy, I'm about to stop, but welcome. I wonder, do they have music here? Sounds. What is premium? Smash Brothers Brawl Remix! Oh god. What? Oh, is this Sonic Mania? Oh, it's a... Sonic Generations, isn't it? What? It is. What, do they not have Sonic 3? Oh, there it is. Let me see if this music mod is working correctly. Oh, thank you, God. I cannot, in good conscience, ever want to hear the replacement version they did for this originally. It's not as good. Which character? Oh, is that oh, there it is. Knuckles! There he is. Wait, Metal Sonic? He just, like, scolded you for listening to music. What a dick. Well, then we have this, right? Yo, losing this was such a tragedy. There's no way, there's no other word for it. It truly was a tragedy. Anyways, yeah, so it looks like we got everything there. What? That's Sonic 3D Blast music. That's not in this game, is it? No, it's not. Anyways, yeah. Hey, I'm just gonna send everybody to Kepke's stream. Let's say hi. Oh god, how do I raid that channel? Is it just KSK's fun? That it? Did I get it? I think I got it. Perfect. Alright, well, y'all have a good afternoon. I'm gonna get ready for work now. I'm gonna try this again tomorrow morning. Till then, peace.